Australia's strangest mass sighting, the Westall Incident, 1966. In a nondescript house on the corner of Hampton and Glen Huntly Roads, 4 men sit at a table littered with papers, maps, and photographs. Outside, the wind whips fallen leaves across the pavement. Inside, the air is thick with cigarette smoke and tension. These are not ordinary men. They are the highest-ranking members of Australia's most secretive intelligence organisation, ASIO. Their mission: dissect every detail of a perplexing incident reported that morning at Westall High School. An object of extraterrestrial origin has landed in suburban Melbourne. That much is certain. What isn't is whether it's part of a grand invasion force, an isolated scientific mission, a test, a threat, or merely a hoax. Captain Peter Sellers, head of the group, steeples his fingers. His gaze sweeps over the table, assessing each man in turn.
We need more than wild theories and eyewitness accounts. I want to know exactly what we're dealing with.
The youngest man, Lieutenant Craig Lloyd, leans forward, eyes shining with excitement. He'd been working on this case for weeks, following cryptic leads and chasing shadows.
Sir, I think we're dealing with something far bigger than we imagined. Something with technology beyond our understanding.
He says, sliding a file across the table. Sellers picks it up, his expression unreadable. Inside, a jumble of numbers and symbols swim before his eyes.
This is the recovered data from the crashed object. So far, none of our scientists can make heads or tails of it. If there is a message, it's encrypted in some alien code.
How do we know this thing wasn't just a weather balloon or some new Soviet surveillance device?
Asks Major Davis, a burly man with a skeptical air. Sellers knows what he's getting at. The Cold War casts a long shadow. Any number of countries would jump at the chance to sow discord, especially if it meant deflecting attention from their own shady activities.
Because it wasn't those things, and if it was, we'd have known about it. There were no official launches or tests scheduled. Our boys are watching every move Russia makes. If this was their trick, we'd have caught them preparing for it.
The men nod grimly, knowing he's right. There was no way this was a Soviet plot or any earthly stunt. The reality is too bizarre, too breathtaking.
Then what are we dealing with, sir?
Asks Lieutenant Lloyd, unable to hide his wonder. Sellers looks at the file, a shadow crossing his features.
Something from beyond.
He whispers, almost afraid to voice the thought. Outside, the wind rises, rattling the windows of the house, as if impatient to be let in on the secret. Whatever they decide, whatever they do next, will change everything. Now 4 months have passed since the day the sky over Westall High School split open and a silver disc settled silently into the trees. For a moment, it seemed as though the end of the world was nigh. But days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and the only sign of that day came in the lingering looks of the residents of Westall and the hushed tones when the subject was broached. It was as though the memory of that day was somehow a threat itself. Still, some things cannot be buried, even under layers of normalcy. And some wounds run deeper than skin. Tessa Manning sits alone at her kitchen table, staring into her untouched breakfast. Her mother Helen pours tea at the stove, her back ramrod straight, her hands steady, despite her growing concern.
You can't keep shutting yourself away, love. You'll never get through the year like this. Your father would be disappointed.
But Mom,
No more buts, Tessa. You're going back to school tomorrow, whether you want to or not.
She turns from the stove, her face etched with worry.
You haven't touched your food. Are you even listening to me?
How could Tessa explain that now? The school felt like a prison. The classrooms, cages, the playground, a tomb. All because of that day. How could she convey the unnatural silence that descended on the school after the humming? Grinding machinery moved in, followed by stern-faced men carrying strange devices. The teachers who tried to ask questions were quickly ushered aside, their protests drowned out by the heavy tread of boots on the path. Ever since, the school had been a shadow of its former self. The walls seemed to close in, the bell tower a mournful knell. Days are shorter now, the air colder. The sun offers little warmth. And every evening when the light fades, she sees it hovering in the windows. At first, it was fleeting, a shape glimpsed between curtains. But lately it stayed, two bright pinpoints burning with an eerie glow. She's seen it watching her, waiting. Like an outer-worldly bird, it observes, always observing. But birds belong in the sky, not peering in windows. The final bell rings, echoing the emptiness inside her. She stands frozen, trapped in the amber of fear. Tessa, her mother whispers, touching her shoulder.
Tessa, please, try.
She manages a small step towards the school gate, ready to cross the threshold, but her heart remains a stone in her chest. She knows she must go back, but how can she face it? How can anyone? January 8th, 1967, Westall High School. The school buzzes with forced cheerfulness. Children race across the yard, their laughter strained, their games listless. Where once there was joy, now there is a hollow echo. The day is grey, the sky leaden, mirroring the mood. The disk may be gone, but its shadow lingers, deep within the earth. Mr. Jameson walks the deserted corridors. Gone are the vibrant posters, the student artwork, the bustle of lockers slamming. Only silence answers his footsteps, broken only by the distant drone of machinery. The school is a tomb, the machinery its mournful dirge. He stops at a door marked staff only. It's ajar. Peering inside, he sees them. A trio of men bent over a table strewn with instruments and maps. One of them looks up, his face obscured by the shadow of a wide-brimmed hat.
Mr. Jameson, we've been expecting you.
Jameson hesitates, surprised.
Why am I here? And what are you doing?
The man with the hat rises, revealing a face weathered by the sun and wind, his eyes sharp and appraising.
We have questions for you, Mr. Jameson. Questions about what happened here on November 6th.
Jameson feels a chill crawl up his spine. He opens his mouth to speak, but before he can utter a sound, the man in hat slams a hand on the table, silencing him.
Don't lie to us, Jameson. We know what you saw. We know what you did.
Jameson stares back, bewildered. Did they see him? On that day, hiding in the oval with the students, watching the disk glide from the sky, wondering if they'd survive the alien invasion. Did they see him pray, hoping against hope that it would all go away? Or did they see him do something else entirely? Because the truth is, he doesn't remember. There's a blank spot in his mind, a gaping hole where memory should be, as if someone or something had erased them. Jameson shakes his head, trying to clear it.
I don't understand. Do you really think I could have stopped it? I couldn't have done anything. None of us could have. It was aliens. I saw them. They weren't human. Not anything we knew.
The men exchange glances. Jameson continues, his voice gaining strength.
They came from beyond the stars. They had technology that made our minds real. They weren't like us. not human, not anything we knew.
The men remain silent, their gazes fixed on him. Jameson swallows, trying to steady himself.
Ask me your questions, I'll tell you what I know. I owe that much to the children.
The silence stretches, thick and heavy. Finally, the man with the hat speaks. His voice is soft, but his eyes gleam with intensity.
Thank you, Mr. Jameson. Thank you for coming.
And Jameson knows that whatever secrets the earth holds, whatever mysteries lie beneath the surface, he has found the people who will unearth them. February 1967. Under the cover of darkness, a team of men armed with shovels and determination dig furiously, their faces illuminated by the beam of a powerful spotlight. What they seek lies just below the surface, hidden in plain sight. Their shovels strike something hard, and with a grunt, they heave it out. A metal plate, tarnished and scratched, bears cryptic symbols and markings, utterly alien. More digging, more plates, until finally, with a heave, they breach something solid, something large. Together, they tug and pry until it shifts, revealing a gaping black hole beneath the playground. They lower a ladder into the darkness, and one by one, they disappear. With a hiss of escaping air and the clink of tools, the entrance collapses, leaving only the faintest trace of their intrusion. In the darkness beneath the Westall High School playground, a vast labyrinth hums with energy. Strange lights play across smooth metal walls, reflecting off instruments that seem impossibly advanced. Men in crisp white coveralls, their faces half hidden behind visors, work at stations. Their movements precise, their focus unwavering. Charts and readouts blink with data. One of them, a wiry man with sharp features, runs a gloved hand through his hair, frustration creasing his brow.
It's like trying to crack the language barrier with the Rosetta Stone. All we've got are scraps, bits of code that don't make sense.
Suddenly, a voice echoes through the chamber, startling him.
Almost as if they don't want us to understand.
His face grim, emerging from the shadows.
They've been watching us. They knew we'd find this place. They wanted us to.
Adds Lieutenant Lloyd, eyes wide. The leader nods, his gaze fixed on a point beyond them, lost in thought. Whatever purpose this place served, whatever its connection to the disk, it was beyond their wildest imaginings. Whatever was happening down here was a grander scheme, one that reached far beyond the borders of Earth. They were mere spectators, outsiders looking in, and the truth is, they might never truly know what lurked beneath the surface of things. The case of the Westall UFO incident is now under review. The judge will return in our next episode with an AI-assisted ruling. Alien encounter, mass hysteria, or military experiment gone wrong.
Subscribe to stay ahead of the truth, share to bring others into the courtroom, and stay tuned, because trial by AI is just beginning.
The people demand answers, and AI is ready to deliver its verdict. No emotion, no bias, no hidden agenda. Just data, just facts, just truth.
Verdict loading. Verdict loading. Now, AI delivers the final verdict.
This is ConspirAIcy Court. Trial by AI.